Hey, cutie pies, it is Lanikia, and I am coming to you with another episode of the Young and the Restless. Don't forget, if you are looking to work from home, to check out my work from home videos on the channel. I usually drop them every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Okay, listen, so we're just going to get right into this episode. Um, who do I want to start with? It was so much. You know what? I'm going to wrap these up because they have nothing to do with the storyline. So we see that Jack sees Diane, right? And she's coming out like everything's all good. And he was like, what are you like? It can't be you. And she was like, Allie was like, Taylor, what's going on? And he said, her name is not Taylor. This is Diane Jenkins. And Allie was like, what? And he said she was dead, like buried, dead. And now she's come back from the dead. Like, what is going on? And she was like, Jack, I came back, Diana. Jack, I came back because, I felt bad. I wanted to start over. So yes, I let my death seem real and everything. And wanted a new start because there was so much hate coming towards me. And he was like, well deserved hate. And Allie is just like, so Taylor is not real. And Jack was like, no, this woman was hated, and with good reason, and she's just a manipulator and everything. And Allie was like, oh my gosh, you used my father dying to do this? And Diane was like, no. What I was trying to do was, I was trying to bring you and Jack together. She said, no, and Allie said, no, you used me. You bought my father's home. You tried to give me advice and all that for your own look sick plan. She was like, my dad is dead. And I'm like, dang, you ain't think this thing through, like, girl. But Diane trying to tell them that she's sorry. She was just trying to start over with her life. She didn't mean for all of that to happen back in the day, and she didn't mean for them to feel betrayed now. She just needed to find a way to get them together. And she wanted to give them together as a gift. And Allie was like, what am I, what did she say? Am I some kind of token or something? She was like, no, you're both a gift to each other, since y'all both lost chemo and all that. And Allie was like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here with this weirdness. And Jack tells Allie, please don't let Diane, whatever she has going on, affect get me getting to know you, because I really enjoyed our talks and conversations, and I really enjoy getting to know you and everything. But Allie's like, this is too much for me. I am out. So she leaves, which I don't blame you, Allie. Shout out to Allie and Diane, because honestly this storyline was getting rather boring, and they breathed new life into it. So good for them, because I was like, I'm sick of like, go ahead and start a Mr. Person and everything, because this is boring. Jack just sitting here with this box crying. But even though I love me some Jack. But okay, so then we go to Jack meets with Allie later on. She agrees to meet with him. And so when she agrees to meet with him, he tells her about Diane, and he tells her that that's Kyle, his son. He has a son with Diane, that's his mother. He said Diane died when Kyle was young, and he thought she was murdered by people he cared about. Like, people that they cared about went down for that. And or were accused of that, and that Kyle was a young boy, and people couldn't stand Diane, but because they loved Kyle enough, they mustered up good things to say about her at her funeral and everything. So, to try to comfort him. And he says Kyle is a man now, he's a father now, he's a husband. He's all these great things, but he thought his mom was murdered. And Allie's just like, it's kind of sick that she would leave her son and then use my dad dying to try to come back into your life and everything. She's like, it's bizarre, and she does not understand it. And Jack was like, that's Diane for you. And he was like, she's just so evil, and you just never know with her. And so then he gets a text message, and it's from Diane, who says, please come back, we need to talk. And he tells Allie, I really want to ignore this, but I can't. But I think he and Allie are like, Diane might have pushed them closer together, but they're really been in a relationship. I'm like, when you gonna come back to the city? Because she's not a one-off character, I don't believe. So I'm like, how is she gonna end up coming back, and to the city with Jack? But I don't know. But it's a good storyline. I'm enjoying it. Okay. So, and I do believe Diane, in her own twisted way, really thought she was doing a good deal because, when they left and everything, she really did look, and it might just be her acting, but she really did look distraught. Like, oh my gosh, that didn't go how I thought it was going to go. All right. So then we see Victoria and Ashland are talking, right? And he's just telling her, she's like, oh, I'm getting everything ready. And he's like, what can I do? Well, how can I help? And she said, okay, what you could do is go to the house, pack us a bag, pack us some bags, and all the stuff we need. And then if you could go to the society and pick us up something to eat, that would be really great. And he's like, okay. But then he was also like, was it? Okay. But he was also like, I feel like you're trying to get rid of me. And she was like, no, like, let's put it like this. I trust you. You trust me. We just have trust for each other. And he was like, okay. But he was like, the greatest gift you've given me is just telling me that you love me and you believe in me and all that. And Victoria's like, mm-hmm. And so they kiss and he leaves out and he pauses at the door. He don't believe she 100% believe it. And Victoria's smile disappears when he leaves out the room. So he goes over to society to pick up their food or whatever, and Nate actually comes in because he's placed the order, so he's picking up his food and everything. And so Nate confronts him, and he's like, I thought you would leave town. And he was like, well, why would I do that? And he said, because of all the lies that you've done. He said, you can't tell me that you're going to stay after all these lies. And you can't tell me that you want believe that everybody, all this mountain of evidence against you and all these lies that you have, that you're actually going to stay. Like, and he just tells Nate, I'm not going nowhere or whatever, but we know he is. But he tells Nate, I'm not going anywhere. I have nothing to run and hide from. I'm innocent. And Nate said, I can't believe you're still claiming your innocence. I saw the evidence. I saw the facts. And he tells Nate, we were friends or whatever. And I hate you feel that way. But yeah, and because Nate is just like, you're telling me that you have enemies so powerful, they did all of this to you. And he was like, yes. And then, so then, Nate tells him, let me, as a person who used to be your friend, let me just tell you, do one decent thing in your life and let Victoria go. Like, tell her the truth and let her go, because you're wrong continuing to lie to her, and knowing that the conflict that she's going through in her, with the suspicion she has probably going on, and she just doesn't know what the truth is. It's probably conflict with her, and for you to continue to lie to her and everything, just tell her the truth so that she can move on with her life. And I was like, Nate, you are right about that, because Ashlyn, just tell this girl the truth so you can like, can you say it is a word, emerge all companies and run lock by yourself, and go somewhere else. But he's not gonna do that. So that was the end with them. But then we see we see Billy and Lily. So Billy and Lily are talking, and he just tells her, "Oh, I'm the word. Do you know me as a person who can keep a secret?" Um, and he was like, and she's like, what are you talking about? And he was like, there's a secret I have to tell, but please, like, don't tell anybody. And she was like, oh, my mouth is shut. And so he tells her all about Ashlyn, and she's like, her mind is blown too. She's like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Because she was like, nobody, we tried to warn, nobody believed that Ashlyn was this bad or whatever. She said, now I knew he was a bad man, but I can't believe he went that far just to have the company or whatever. And so she says, well, what is Victoria going to do? And he said, I don't know, because he said, when I saw her the other day, she was ready to kick him to the curb. But then at the end, when he came in, he had some kind of hold on her, and she was all hugs and kisses. He said, but I know somebody I can ask. And so Nikki and Nick were coming in. And he lets them know Lily knows, and they were like, okay, we're not surprised. That's your wife. And so he says, what are the new developments? Like, has Victoria kicked him to the curb? Did she let him go? And Nick says, I wish I could tell you she did, but I can't tell you that because Victoria's handling this, and she says she has a plan and she's gonna handle it on her own. And Lily says, well, Victoria makes business decisions, hard, tough business decisions all the time. So I'm sure if she says she has a plan, she has a plan. And Nikki says, I agree with Lily. Like, we got to just let Victoria handle this. But Nate and Bill, I mean, excuse me, Nick and Billy are like, mm-mm. And so Nikki says, I gotta go. And they're like, okay. Nick sits down and he begs Billy, like, because that's what he did. He begged Billy, please talk to Victoria. And he was like, why would she listen to me? He said she hasn't confided to any one of us how upset she is with Ashland, but she confided in you. And Lily is sitting over there like, I don't like this. But he just explains to him that, like, if anybody can get through to Victoria, it's you. And I hate to admit that, but it's you. And so then Nick leaves, and I guess he told Nick, I'll think about it, but Nick leaves, and then Lily and Billy are talking, and he tells her, I know you don't agree with this. She said, no, let the Newmans handle their own business. He said, I can't do it because, he's thinking about his kids. And she was like, okay, I understand that. She was like, I don't like it. And he said, like, he was like, Ashley might come for me, but he said, I'm going to protect you. You're going to be safe and everything. And she was like, okay. And so he's going to talk to Victoria one more time to try to get through to her, to, make some sense of everything she has going on. So that was the end of them. So then we go to Adam and Sally are at the office, right? So Adam and Sally are at the office, and I like Sally because she be bigging Adam up. Like, she be like, come on, you can do this. You got to focus. Because he was all like, oh, I haven't been let in a loop. And she was like, don't be focusing on your daddy. You need to focus on your dad's company. That's what you need to put your eyes to. Like, make your moves with the company. And he was like, you're right. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start, forming a plan and everything to do that. And so then while they're talking, Victor is meeting with Lauren and Michael. And Lauren and Michael are talking, and they're like, and Lauren is like, I'm gonna order all this stuff, and we're gonna have bottles of wine. And this still ain't gonna make up for what you put us through. And Michael is not working for you again. And Michael said, no, hold on now, Lauren. I'm still gonna be working for Victor. Because Victor is not the one who put me in jail. Ashland did that. And I'm gonna get him for that. I'm gonna get him for what he did to me and everything. And Lauren is just like, no, and Victor just staying out of it, letting them go whatever. But then he does tell Michael, your new job, it's not out of the country or nothing. And Michael was like, okay, what is it? It's local? He was like, yes, you gonna stay in this zip code. He was like, what do you need me to do? He said, I need you to look into that merger between Newman and Locke. I need you to look into that merger and find any kind of loophole you can find so we can get out of this. So we can get Ashland Locke out of the company and Ashland Locke out of the family life or whatever. And Lauren was like, yes, now Lauren agrees with that. He needs to be out of y'all's lives, but keep my husband out of it. And Michael just let Victor know, I'm still gonna be working for you. And so Victor leaves, but Lauren and Michael continue to talk, and she tells him, I don't feel comfortable with you going after Ashland Locke. And he says, when I was in prison, there was three things that I thought about: coming home to my gorgeous wife, celebrating with my family, and getting revenge on Ashland Locke for what did to me or whatever, and all the evil he's done to everyone that he cares about. He was like, so I love you, babe. I'm gonna protect you, babe, but I'm going after Ashland Locke. And she was like, okay. Because she can't do anything about it anyways. So then we see Victor goes to speak to Adam, and Sally is there, right? And I'm like, Sally, why don't you just get up? And why are you like, Sally does not dress like a COO. I'm sorry. She does not dress like one. I'm like, girl, why you it's always inappropriate. Like, this time it was a cute outfit if it had been all one piece, but it had her like a little sliver of skin showing. I'm like, girl, I don't know anyone who wears that to the corporate office. But anyways, you cute though, girl. So Sally and Adam were in there talking, and Victor comes in, and he's like, "I'm sure your COO won't mind if we talk alone." And Adam says, "There ain't no need. I already told her everything that's went on and all that." And he was like, "Okay." And I love the fact that Victor always sits in their chairs. He's like, I'm not sitting in there. I built this company. I'm going to your chair to sit down. So Victor tells him that he wanted to update him on everything. They told Victoria. Of course, he knows they told Victoria because he was there. But he says Victoria has a plan, but they don't know what it is. And he was like, how long are we going to let this go on? Like, her decisions are horrible. She brought this man in. Now she has a plan, but she's not telling anybody. She need to be telling everybody because her decisions are horrible. And he said, son, stop vilifying your sister. And he was like, I can't help it. Like, he was like, I'm not trying to vilify her, but yes, you are. But he was like, she just makes bad decisions and we just keep ignoring it or whatever. So then we see, and then we see that Victor gets a notification from Victoria calls Victor and she asks him, can you and Adam please come to my office or whatever? And he was like, and Victor tells him, okay, Victoria wants to see us. But Adam was just pretty much telling Victor, like, like, Victoria makes all these bad decisions and she still gets to hold her position. I'm not understanding it. And he had already told Sally earlier that he wants to be head of the company, CEO and everything. So anyways, Victor and Adam go to the office, and Nikki and Nick are already there. And Adam is like, "Oh, I hope this. I see we're joining or whatever." And they say, "We've been here, but we don't know what's going on." And so Victoria tells them, "I'm leaving. Ashland is leaving the country. Country. He's going to Tuscany, and I'm going with him." And they say, "What?" And she said, yeah, I'm going. And they said Nick and Nikki are like, you can't possibly but tell me that you're forgiving this man or whatever. Like, what is your plan? And she says, I'm leaving with him and I just need y'all to trust me. I have the business, I have it under control. And so Victor said, I need to know what your plan is. And so she was like, are you asking me or demanding? He said both. Victoria won't tell him what the plan is. She said, I made my decision and y'all just need to trust me. So Victor says, all right, I got an announcement of my own. I'm like, okay, what is it, Victor? And he said, while Victoria is gallivanting in Tuscany with her husband, I'm making Adam temporary CEO of the company. And Nick is just like, and Vicky is, I mean, why do I keep wanting to call this woman Vicky? Nikki is shocked, and Victoria was like, that's uncalled for. I can still be CEO of the company while I'm in Tuscany. Actually, I prefer it. Like, it's no bother at all. So, Adam, I'm sorry for the confusion. She tried to say, Adam, I'm sorry for the confusion. And Victor said, ain't no confusion. That's what I want. And I said, I don't know, because people have been in the comments saying, why are they acting like Victor can't remove her? Like Victor can't remove her in Ashland. And I guess he could because he did. But that was Young and the Restless, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode.